Okay, nampak ke slide saya?
Belum lagi, madam. Saya rasa mungkin kena tunggu lagi kot. Kejap. Okay, madam. Sekarang dah nampak dah.
Nampak sebagai slideshow ke atau nampak satu-satu slide?
Nampak sebagai slideshow, madam.
Nampak sebagai slideshow, okay, good. Alright, so hari ni kita akan discuss, saya akan guna bahasa Inggeris, bahasa Melayu sikit macam saya akan campur-campur, tak adalah saya guna full English. Okay. Alright, so hari ni kita akan discuss topik 1, Molecules of Life. Yang sepatutnya kita start next week lah, tapi saja je saya nak start awal supaya kita boleh pergi dengan slow. Okay, sebab topik satu ni kita akan macam mana nak cakap, kita akan banyak lukis. So awak kena practice lukis. Okay, so sebab itulah saya dah nak masuk dah hari ni dengan esok supaya kita boleh practice macam mana nak lukis. So topik 1, Molecules of Life. Okay, ini adalah dia punya subtopik. Okay, subtopik dia kita ada 5 subtopik: water, 1.1 water, 1.2 carbohydrates, 1.3 lipids, 1.4 proteins, and 1.5 DNA and RNA molecule. Alright, so for today we going just to discuss water. Okay, water saja. Dia sangat sikit lah water ni sebab saya nak bagi awak masa untuk awak revise sendiri carbohydrates and practice macam mana nak lukis. So water tu mungkin kita tak buat sampai pukul 1 lah kot, mungkin dalam 12 suku je kot ataupun 12.30. Okay, tak lama pun. Alright, so subtopik pertama, okay, 1.1 water, objective, state the structure and properties of water molecules. So kalau dekat sini kita boleh tengok ClO1. So state saja. Okay, and then relate the properties of water and its importance. Okay, universal or versatile solvents, low viscosity, high specific heat capacity, high latent heat of vaporization, high surface tension, and maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. So there are 6 properties that you need to remember. Okay, ada 6 properties yang awak kena ingat. Okay, relate the properties of water and its importance, ClO3. Alright, so kita pergi dulu the structure, okay, the structure and properties of water molecules. Okay, state the structure and properties of water molecules. Okay. Alright. Alright, so next one, this is water. Okay, water, you can see there are 3 different models. This is electron models, this is the ball and stick model, and this is space filling model. So whenever the question asks you to draw, you need to draw based on ball and stick model. Okay, yang draw macam ni. Okay, model yang tengah-tengah ni. Kita bukan belajar chemistry. Chemistry je lah kita lukis macam electron model ni. Tak, kita lukis yang macam ni. Okay, ball and stick model. And then you need to label. Okay, you need to label the degrees. Okay, 104.5 degrees between the 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, and other than that, you also need to label the polarity. Okay, the polarity. H plus, the partial negativity. Okay, for example, hydrogen atom is partially positive and oxygen atom is partially negative. Okay, alright. Next we go to the next slide. Okay, so next slide, this slide tells you about the hydrogen bonds between water molecule. So you can see that, okay, this thing, this water, okay, the water here in the middle here, this is water molecules. And one water molecule can form up to maximum 4 hydrogen bond. Satu water molecule tu boleh form boleh membentuk hydrogen bond sebanyak 4 hydrogen bond. Kat mana yang dia akan membentuk hydrogen bond tu? Between the neighbouring water molecules. For example, kita tengok yang ni. This hydrogen atom is partially positive. So it will be attracted to partially negative of oxygen atom. Okay, this one. Ini water molecule satu lagi ni. So kalau kita tengok kat gambar ni, kat slide ni, kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 water molecules. Okay, 5 water molecules. So yang tengah-tengah ni, dia punya yang main. Okay, so hydrogen atom yang tengah ni akan form hydrogen bond between the oxygen, the partially negativity of oxygen. Okay, itu dah satu hydrogen bond. Satu lagi hydrogen bond, hydrogen yang sebelah sini akan form hydrogen bond between another water molecule here. Okay, positive will be attracted to negative. Okay, same goes for this one, oxygen. Oxygen is partially negative charge, so it will be attracted to positive of other water molecules. Same goes to this one. So satu water boleh form 4 hydrogen bond yang maksimum. Okay, soalan mungkin akan suruh you lukis kat mana hydrogen bond tu boleh form antara siapa dengan siapa. Okay, so of course you tahulah polarity. So bila polar, dia akan cerita pasal different charge, negative attract to positive. Okay, so water, kita pergi tengok kepada structure. That's just overview yang berkaitan dengan gambar. So structure of water, kita ada 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, 1 oxygen and 2 hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms form polar covalent bonds. Okay, so 2 hydrogen atom form polar covalent bonds. Okay, the sharing of electron with an oxygen atom. So water is a polar molecule, maksudnya dia ada opposite charge, okay, unequal distribution of electrical charge, okay, opposite charge, positive negative lah. So ingat, oxygen region has partial negative charge. Hydrogen region have partial positive charge. Awak kena, bila awak lukis tu, awak kena tulis dia punya partial ni, simbol partial ni. Okay, tak boleh tulis negatif terus. Tulis partial positive, partial negative. Boleh? Setakat ni okey?
Okay, madam.
Alright, okay. Okay, so kita pergi pada next slide. Okay, number 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for an angle between two hydrogen atom is 104.5 degrees. Okay, so I already tell this. 3 atoms form a white V shape, not a straight line. Okay, so lagi satu point yang awak kena tahu, bila awak nak lukis, awak tak boleh lukis straight line. Okay, awak tak boleh lukis straight line. Awak kena lukis bentuk V macam ni. Okay, bentuk V. Oksigen, hydrogen. Okay, yang tu. Awak kena lukis, awak tak boleh lukis straight line. Sebab apa? Dia bukanlah 180. Dia adalah 104.5 degrees. So kena bentuk V macam tu. Okay. So water molecules are held together by a hydrogen bond. So dalam water kita ada hydrogen bond. Dalam karbohidrat nanti, esok kita discuss pasal karbohidrat. Karbohidrat ada bond yang lain. Okay, so dia ada different bonds. Okay, water molecules are held together by a hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bond tadi is formed between partial positive and partial negatively charged. Okay, between the nearby nearby water molecule. Okay, alright. So each water molecule can form hydrogen bonds with up to maximum 4 other water molecules. So maximum hanya 4 saja. Okay, maximum 4 saja. And hydrogen bonds are weaker than covalent bonds, but they are strong enough to hold water molecules together. Okay, dia tak adalah kuat macam covalent bond. Okay, dia weak. Alright, so these are the properties of water and its importance. Okay, as I said during this first or second slide, third slide, I think. Okay, we have 6 properties of water and its importance. The first one is water act as universal or versatile solvent due to its polarity. So dia adalah pelarut semula jadi. Okay, universal solvent due to its polarity. Polarity maksudnya refer kepada dia punya charge lah, positif, negatif. Nanti kita tengok apa dia punya importance. Second, water has low viscosity. Okay, viscosity maksudnya kepekatan. Okay, dia punya, not kepekatan, kelekitan. Okay, viscosity adalah kelekitan. Okay, antara water has low viscosity. Kalau high viscosity, maksudnya macam madu. Okay, madu, honey. Madu kan dia punya, macam mana dia punya kelekitan tu macam tinggi, bukan tinggi, macam lekit kan. Dia macam tak flow dengan cantik. Okay, dia sangat pekat. So, itu adalah high viscosity. Water ni pula, dia ada low viscosity. Okay, so number 3, water has high specific heat capacity. 4, water has high latent heat of vaporization. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write. Okay, typos tu. Number 5, water has high surface tension. And number 6, has maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. So, 6 properties macam mana saya ingat? Saya ingat unta lapar 3 hari 1 malam. Okay, unta lapar UL, okay, unta lapar 3 hari 1 malam. U tu maksudnya universal solvent due to its polarity. L tu maksudnya low viscosity. 3 hari. 3H has high specific capacity, high latent heat of vaporization, high surface tension. 1 malam maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, unta lapar 3 hari 1 malam. Okay, that's how I remember. That's how I teach my student. Alright. So I proceed to the next one. First property of water. Okay, water act as universal solvent due to its polarity. Okay, nanti kalau dalam exam, bila dia tanya what is the properties of water? Kalau awak tulis act as universal solvent saja, dia tak tepat. Dia kena cakap act as universal solvent due to its polarity. Okay? Okay, kalau kita tengok yang nombor 1 ni, act as universal solvent due to its polarity. Yang nombor 2, properties 2 until properties 2 hingga properties 6, ini disebabkan hydrogen bond. Okay, soalan pernah tanya, state the properties of water based on hydrogen, ataupun due to hydrogen bond. Ada student bagi jawapan pertama, salah. Sebab jawapan pertama due to its polarity. Kalau due to hydrogen bond, jawapan kedua sampailah jawapan ke-6. Okay? Alright. So, act as a universal solvent due to its polarity. So, apa importance dia bila dia ada polarity ni? So, it can dissolve other polar substances. So, dia boleh dissolve other polar substances. Contohnya, dia boleh dissolve NaCl. Okay, dia water ni merupakan powerful solvent for polar substances. Okay, for example, sugar that has slightly charged hydroxyl group, ionic substances, and organic molecules with ionized group. For example, carboxyl group and amino group. Okay, so the importance of the first property, dissolve other polar substances. For example, act as medium for transportation of water and soluble substances. So kalau kita tengok this ionic substances, the NaCl, okay, macam mana kita boleh larutkan NaCl? the water, bukan kita lah. Kita bila kita stir, kita letak okay, dalam beaker, we put water and then we put NaCl and then we stir. And then eventually the NaCl will be dissolved. Okay, will be dissolved. Why? Because the water is universal solvent. Okay, because it's its polarity. So macam mana, how it works? Okay, how it works? For example here, kalau kita tengok gambar ni, okay, kita tengok this diagram. This is the beaker, the container, and this is the salt. So when we pour the salt into the beaker, you can see that where is the water? Okay, yang ni, okay, the grey and red color here, this is the water molecule. Okay, this is the water molecule. And ACl ni yang color orange and color biru ni. Okay, so bila kita letak, what happen is oxygen yang partially negative tadi, okay, oxygen of the water molecule, it will attracted to sodium. Okay, it will attracted to sodium. Hydrogen of the water molecule, which is the partial positive charge, it will attracted to chloride ion. Okay, it will attracted to chloride ion. Okay, the negatively charged. So bila water molecules gather around the Na plus, the sodium cation and the chloride anions, it will form hydration shell. So for example, this is the NaCl. So when it dissolves, okay, we put into the beaker, the water molecules, for example here, yang ni keliling dia ni, okay, you can see that here, this water molecule will gather around the chloride ion. This is chloride anion. This is sodium cation. So the water molecule will gather around the sodium and chloride ion to form hydration shell. Okay, hydration shell. And the ionics between the NaCl become weaker and then it will dissolve in the water. Okay, that's how the NaCl, the sugar, dissolve in the water. Okay, due to attraction between the polar charge, okay, of the molecules, of the water molecules and the ionic compounds. Okay, the compounds. Alright. Next properties is the low viscosity. Okay, low viscosity maksudnya kelekitan yang rendah. Okay, dia tak lekit. Dia tak lekit macam honey. Dia tak lekit macam madu. Low viscosity. Low viscosity. Why low viscosity? Macam mana boleh ada low viscosity? Due to hydrogen bonds. Okay, due to hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds, macam saya cakap tadi, hydrogen bonds ni weak. Weaker than covalent bonds. That's why it can break easily. It will constantly form, broken and reform. Okay, dia form, broken and reform. Okay, that is the low viscosity. That is how the hydrogen bond that will contribute to the low viscosity of water. Okay, so bila ada low viscosity, it allows the water molecules to slide past each other easily. Okay, water boleh bergerak. Okay, bergerak, slide apa bergeseran dengan each other easily. So what is the importance? The importance of water having low viscosity, it will be suitable as medium of transportation in living organism. Okay, so for example, kita tengok in our real life, blood will easily flow with less friction. So awak bayangkanlah kalau kita punya water ni, dia ada high viscosity. Water ada high viscosity, maksudnya dia lekit dia macam, dia sangat concentrated macam madu. Saya rasa blood tak sempat sampai dekat kita punya otak pun kita dah mati dah. Okay, so that is one of the importance. Okay, suitable as medium of transportation. Okay, yang kedua, the importance is water can act as lubricant, pelincir. Okay, mucus, for example, mucus in saliva help in the movement of food. pericardial fluids, lubricate movement of the heart, synovial fluid, and lubricate joints in vertebrate. Okay. Properties yang ketiga, water has high specific heat capacity. What is high specific heat capacity? High amount of heat energy that must be absorbed. Okay, maksudnya dia perlukan energi yang tinggi, heat energy yang tinggi untuk absorb. Kenapa dia nak absorb? To break hydrogen bond or to loss, nak hilangkan. Okay, nak hilangkan heat energy tu, okay, to form hydrogen bond for 1 gram of water. Okay, ini adalah definition high specific heat capacity. So the importance is it will minimize fluctuation in temperature. So tak adalah macam temperature dalam mana dalam tasik, for example, tiba-tiba macam dia susah lah nak macam, katakanlah tiba-tiba Malaysia ni winter, contoh tiba-tiba Malaysia ni winter, dia ada winter, tasik membeku. Oh tak adalah dia macam terus macam beku macam tu, dia akan ambil masa. Okay, sebab apa? Dia perlukan high amount of energy. Okay, sebab water ada high specific heat capacity. Okay, importance yang kedua, it allow body cell to have stable temperature for physiological activities. And importance yang ketiga, allow aquatic environment to have stable temperature when the surrounding air temperature change. So as I said just now, kalau tasik tiba-tiba membeku, tak adalah tiba-tiba ikan dalam tu pun membeku. Okay, sebab apa? Dia akan allow, sebab apa? Sebab water has high specific heat capacity. Okay. Alright, properties yang keempat, water has high latent heat of vaporization. Konsep yang sama tapi ini merupakan vaporization. Okay, high amount of heat energy is required or absorbed to turn 1 gram of water from liquid state into water vapor. So daripada liquid nak tukar kepada water vapor, daripada uap, dia perlukan high amount heat energy. Okay, kenapa nak perlukan high heat energy? Untuk break hydrogen bond. To break the hydrogen bond to separate the water molecules. Okay, so apa dia punya application in real life? The importance is evaporation of water in sweat on a skin and transpiration from leaf as heat is removed will give a cooling effect. So, for example, when you exercise, you burn calories. Okay, kita exercise, kita burn calories and kita akan berpeluh. Okay, that is the example of the mechanism for properties of water. Okay, water has high latent heat of vibration. When you exercise, your body will release sweat, then it will be evaporate. Okay, that is due to the water has high latent heat of vaporization. Itu untuk animal ataupun untuk human kita lah. Tapi kalau untuk kalau untuk for plant, a plant can keep cool in the bright sunlight as water evaporate from its surface. Okay, transpiration from green leaves give cooling effect because the escaping molecules absorb a lot of energy. Okay, for number 3, animals that do not sweat will bath or wet themselves with water to prevent their bodies from overheating during the hot day. So ada animal yang tak berpeluh. Okay, so animal yang tak berpeluh ni macam mana dia nak sejukkan badan dia? Okay, dia akan macam ni lah. Okay, dia akan mandikan badan dia. Dia adalah dia punya evaporation punya cooling. Okay, for example, in hot weather, an elephant spray water from its trunk onto its head. Okay, evaporation of this water will cool the elephant down. So bila dia panas, dia akan ambil air letak dekat kepala dia. So lama-lama water ni akan evaporate. Bila evaporate, dia akan bagi cooling effect kepada elephant ni. Okay, so tak adalah dia panas. Alright, properties yang kelima, water has high surface tension. Okay, water has high surface tension. Hydrogen bonds makes water molecules stick to each other. Bila water lekat dengan water, kita panggil sebagai cohesion. Okay, stickiness of water with water, we call that as cohesion. Stickiness between water and the surface, any surface, for example, between water and the wall of xylem, we call that as addition. Okay, we call that as addition. Alright. So the importance is, apa yang specialnya kalau water ada high surface tension ni? Okay, dia allow small organism to move on the surface of water. For example yang ni, ini adalah water strider. Okay, water strider. Kalau awak biasa, pernah kot tengok, jumpa kat tepi longkang ke apa-apa kan. Kita boleh nampak dia punya insect ni, dia terapung macam tu. Okay, dia boleh move on the surface of water. Dia tak akan jatuh, dia tak tenggelam. Kenapa dia boleh buat macam tu? Sebab water ada high surface tension. Okay, high surface tension. Alright, yang kedua, transpiration pool from the leaf maintains a continuous flow of water up the xylem. So macam mana air boleh bergerak against the gravity? Air boleh bergerak against the gravity. Disebabkan ni lah, disebabkan water ada high surface tension. Water dengan water akan bergerak naik ke atas against the gravity. Okay? So this is the example of water strider walking on the water. This is the spider, not water strider. This is the spider. Okay, the high surface tension of water resulting from the collective strength of its hydrogen bonds allow this rough spider to walk on the surface of a pond. Okay, alright. Yang terakhir, properties of water is maximum density of water is at 4 degrees Celsius. Air dia punya ketumpatan paling tinggi adalah 4 degrees Celsius. 4 degrees Celsius bukan zero. Okay, bukan zero. Sebab bila 0 degrees Celsius, air tu dah jadi ais. Bila air jadi ais, sebab itulah kalau you tengok, okay, air jadi ais, sebab itulah kalau you minum, contohlah, you minum air sejuk, tapi air sejuk and then you letak ais. Okay, dalam you letak, nantilah sekejap lagi masa lunch nanti ke, ambil gelas, letak air sejuk, letak ais. Ais akan terapung kan? Okay, ais akan float. Ice will be float. Kenapa? Because ice is less dense. Okay, ice is less dense. And ice will form at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, why ice float? Because ice is less dense. So between the ice and the air sejuk tu, air sejuk yang akan duduk dekat bawah. Because the density of water is at maximum at 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, kenapa? Kita tengok dulu importance dia. So, apa importance? It allow aquatic organism to live below the ice layer of lake during winter. Okay, during winter. Bila winter, kalau tasik tu membeku, atas tu je yang membeku. Bawah tu tak membeku. Okay, bawah tu tak membeku. And juga macam saya cakap tadi, ice floats on top and insulating the water below. Okay, ice tu less dense. So dia yang akan terapung ke atas. Okay, kenapa? Okay, ni explanation dia. Water expands. Okay, water expands when temperature drops. Water expands when temperature drops below 4 degrees Celsius until becoming ice at 0 degrees Celsius. Masa 0 degrees Celsius, hydrogen dah jadi stable and keep the molecules far apart. Ice is less dense than the cold water around it. Okay, mungkin awak tak faham, kejap saya tunjuk gambar. Okay, so ini gambar ni. Okay, gambar ni kalau awak tengok kita ada, macam saya cakap tadi, kita ambil air, letak air sejuk, letak ais. So, this is the liquid water, air sejuk tu. Okay, liquid water, and this is the ice. Okay, this is the ice. So, the difference that you can see is from the difference of water molecule that you can see in the liquid water and the ice is the distance between the molecules. Okay, distance between the molecules. So this is liquid water. Okay, hydrogen bonds constantly break and reform. Dia akan sentiasa, hydrogen bond tu dia akan sentiasa pecah, break, putus and then akan form balik, putus reform, putus reform, putus reform. Tapi as it become cold, okay, as become colder, as it becomes colder, as the temperature keep going down, becoming 0 degrees Celsius, what happen? Water will become ice. Okay, bila dah sampai 0 degrees Celsius ni, water tu dia akan jadi ice kan. So bila dia jadi ice, apa yang jadi? Hydrogen tu dia akan jadi stable. Okay, hydrogen tu akan jadi stable macam ni. Dia dah tak bergerak. Dia jadi stable macam ni. Bila dia jadi stable, dia akan membentuk satu nama diberi crystal lattice. Okay, bentuk yang dia jadi stable tu, dia akan berbentuk jadi kristal. Kristal macam ni. Okay, bentuk-bentuk crystal lattice ni. Okay. So, bila dia dah berbentuk crystal lattice ni, apa yang jadi? Dekat ruang tengah-tengah ni adalah ruang yang kosong. Kosong. Ruang tu kosong, tak ada apa-apa. Ruang kosong itulah yang akan membuatkan ais menjadi less dense. Ais akan menjadi kurang tumpat. Okay, ais akan menjadi kurang tumpat. Sebab itulah ais boleh float. Okay, boleh ke? Boleh ke? Faham tak?
Boleh, madam.
Ada soalan?
Saya ada soalan tapi
Ya.
yang kat belakang-belakang lah dulu kan.
Okay,
Okay,
tak apa.
Tuan tanya.
Saya habiskan ni dulu boleh tak?
Boleh, madam.
Okay. So, apa yang jadi? Okay, dah ambil saya. This is last slide. Okay, so apa yang jadi? At 0 degrees Celsius, water molecules become locked into crystalline lattice. So, bila dah sampai 0 degrees Celsius, water tu dah jadi stable. Dia dah lock jadi dalam bentuk crystal lattice yang macam ni. Okay? Crystal lattice yang macam ni. So, bila dah jadi crystal lattice, dia jadi ice, sebab itulah ice float. So bila masanya dia akan jadi maximum density ni masa dekat 4 degrees Celsius. Bila dekat 4 degrees Celsius, ketupatan dia adalah yang paling tinggi. Okay, macam ni contoh. Okay, kita ada satu okay, kalau kita tengok gambar ni, this is ice yang less dense. Okay, less dense, dia float. Warm water and cold water. Cold water has maximum density compared to ice and warm water. Okay, so Fali nak tanya apa?
Okay. Soalan saya, madam. Yang pertama, yang kalau kita lukis satu je molekul of water,
Okay,
kita lukis tu degree dia kena tepat ke ataupun kita just buat bentuk V je pun dah cukup? Lepas tu kita label.
Buat bentuk V saja dah cukup dan label.
Okay. Lepas tu soalan saya yang kedua, kenapa oksigen dia boleh hydrogen bond dengan dua water molecule yang lain dan hydrogen satu je?
Macam ni, sebab oksigen tu besar. Sebab oksigen tu besar. Oksigen atom tu besar compared to hydrogen. Sebab itulah dia boleh form dua. Dia ada partially negatif dia macam ni kan. Dia dua macam tu. Hydrogen kecil, satu saja.
Okay.
Okay.
Itu je. Terima kasih.
Okay, sama. Thank you. Good questions. Anyone? Ada lagi tak? Alright, so next next apa? Next lesson, okay. For next lesson, we should discuss. Okay. For next lesson, we should discuss about. Where is it? Yeah, we should discuss about carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates. Okay, okay, saya nak stop kat sini je. Saya tak buat sampai pukul 1. So before we move on to carbohydrates, I want you to draw the structure of this one. Alpha glucose and beta glucose. Okay, ni dua gambar ni, alpha glucose and beta glucose. Okay, so alpha glucose and beta glucose. Alright, boleh ke?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, so okay. Alright, guys. So apa yang saya nak buat adalah nanti boleh tak sebab ada yang tak ada account MOE kan. So boleh tak kita guna dulu, saya akan masukkan awak dulu dalam Google Classroom yang biasa, guna personal account. Okay, nanti semua dah ada Google, semua dah ada account MOE, kita switch kepada Google Classroom yang ada MOE, boleh tak? Sementara ni kita guna MOE yang personal, Google yang personal dulu. Yang personal dulu, boleh tak? Gmail personal dulu. Boleh?
Boleh.
So nanti saya akan bagi link untuk awak masuk dalam GC, Google Classroom. Google Classroom yang ada tu adalah untuk ME Pro saja. Anything yang berkaitan dengan ME Pro. Tapi yang satu lagi ni saya nak berkaitan dengan kelas saja. Okay, kelas praktikal dengan kelas tutorial. Okay. Tu je lah kot. Esok kita akan jumpa pukul 8. Okay, esok kita akan jumpa pukul 8 pagi kan? Yes. Esok kita akan jumpa pukul 8 pagi. So make sure on time, bangun awal. Alright.